I think we're all set. I think I've gotten everything set up. All right. Howdy, Xavier. Hello, Chronebreaker. Welcome to the chat. Love seeing OG Demon Souls getting some love. Yeah. Speaking of OGs. Uh-huh. There we are. There we go. Nice. There we are. All right. There you are. There we are. All right. Hey, it's time.
Well, what have we here?
Oh, he did not.
Do you wish to die so soon?
He's just power walking, huh? Now, as far as I'm aware, he does not have any magic, right? So... started off up being an amazing conversationalist last night. I was kind of tired. It's fine. We were all tired, Xavier. I just wanted to answer your question so for you to get on rather late. Anything else was a bonus. There we are. Something like this, maybe. I like the tuning fork helmet. It's devil horns, little devil horns. I love them. Ooh. Damn, I really like this. There you guys go. There we are. All right. Yeah.
Why you? Mephistopheles was right about you.
More gloom. I forget where exactly Mephistopheles spawns. I think it's somewhere around here. Can't remember. We should already have gloom armor though, so I'm pretty sure we can safely drop this. Oh god, there. There we go. There we are. All right.
Hello.
Do we have... I guess it doesn't really matter because I can't wear it anyway. Yeah, we don't need the silver bracelet. I should probably kill myself before we go into this, but... Ugh. Let's do it. Let's take the chance. I'm taking the chance. Only 16 of these. Granted, I have wasted some of these over the time, so... There we go.
You have a heart of...
What's this guy's story? He's an assassin hired by the secret society in order to kill everybody inside the fog. So that way only the society are the ones who are knowing and studying the soul arts and can keep it within, basically within their circle, right? Not let anyone else potentially leave the fog and leak it to the outside world and make these secrets and knowledge of the soul arts widespread. That's all. You know, as you do, sometimes you just hire that assassin to get rid of everybody. Oh, I keep screwing this up. There we go. Like, what is wrong with me? All right, it begins. as you know, whenever you're trying to learn the secrets of magic, you always make sure you hire a good assassin to get rid of all your enemies for you. Yeah, so as long as I don't do the freeze frame version of the camera, the rain effect will follow wherever I point the camera. I'm not sure how useful this shot is. Yeah, so as I remember, it's we go here and then we curve this way and then the boss is like over here, right? So we're basically traveling forward along the valley. There we go. Bless me. Ugh. Oh no, the doggos! I like how they're specifically the Boletaria doggos too. Like, man. Imagine fighting for your country as a good boy, and then you end up being dead, flowing down river and getting eaten up by a bunch of random hobos living all the way down here. Oh. All right, two-shotting with a two-handed. Good. Not the worst result. Okay. Yeah, I gotta be very careful here if I want to keep the rain effect at least. Yeah, there we go. This looks a bit more like what we were wanting and expecting. There we are. Why are there random stones floating? Why are there random planks floating? FromSoft, I think you guys forgot how exactly this area is supposed to look. I think you guys might have forgotten what this area is supposed to look like. That is so silly. I mean, you can tell how they didn't expect you to max out the brightness. Because you could definitely have seen these things if you looked up with max brightness, even from normal. That's the second half of the area. Yeah, something like this is doable. Fortunately, I can't really loot that item without dropping the bridge. All right, I think it's hidden enough that I think it's fair game. I think that looks good. Let's see over here. All right, I think this works. Highlight some of the foliage and stuff. I think the remake did a good job of adapting this area. I think it's probably the best area they adapted, personally. It doesn't have the ever-present little drizzle. That might have been a nice way to top it all off if you gave it the constant drizzle, but I get it because they tried to add a little bit more storm to Shrine of Storm, so they probably didn't want to do the same thing here. But they managed to still capture that feeling of, yeah, there's just so much moisture in the valley. Just so much moisture. I think there's more bodies that like hide on the floor here, so I might need to get closer. One-shotting? Not bad. All right, we know the drill. Yeah, fall through the hole. Fall through the hole. Yeah, it's nothing else still showing up here. There we go. That's those stupid boards. They ruin an otherwise perfectly good shot. All right, I might just edit those things out. Let's take a test shot just to... I know, yes, I know there's an item right there, but... All right, let's see. There we are. Hmm. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Oh. So far, so good. Let's get through these crescents I picked up. You don't realize just how common this is. Something like that. There we go. All right, there we go. Up. Uh-oh. There we go. Just toss the bodies into the valley. All right. Uh-huh. All right, ring of magical dullness acquired. There's an item there, isn't there? Yeah, I was like, damn, I recognize that glow. I know, you're swarming it. I know, I get it. There we are. There we are. Is it just weird? Does anyone else get pissed off when they see a tall kid? For instance, my little brother's 13 and we're almost the same height. Like, where do you get off the fucking... Listen, I was born with the tall genes, relatively speaking, so I cannot complain. Ow. I love rope stopping me from hitting them, even though they can hit me. Again, I don't know how many bodies I need, so I'll just assume I need them all. Get down there. That was close. Phew. Oh, you have to two-hand with these guys. Oh, they do give you some grass. I guess all you guys got here is grass, huh? There you go. Don't worry, he'll figure it out. I guess. There we go. As I was saying last time, something like this. And then we can edit out the stupid platform pieces. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll just pretend that those things are, those things are just all part of it. They're all part of the deal. Alright, we're gonna get our friend up there and then we're done. I think we're done with this section. Oh. Come on. There we go. Woo. There we go. The safest way to get him off without killing me. We are disposing of all the bodies, see? We are good little environmentalists. There we go. You get down, buddy. Where's that other guy? Did he fall on his own? I don't see him. Cool. Why are these guys goblins? The lust. Haven't you watched Goblin Slayer? You should know exactly why these guys are goblins. You should know exactly why. Uh-huh. So they're like selling. Maybe. Is it just me, or do these sound effects sound similar to Irithel slaves? Like maybe it's just me being crazy. But I feel like I hear Irithel slaves in some of these guys' breathing noises. There goes the body. I didn't realize how close the fog wall was here. Oh, it's not that close. It's just a little bit of distance. Not that much, though. Fun. You can't fall under that plank, then I guess. Fall! Fall! There we go. Get down there. Uh-oh, one didn't make it. We didn't go far enough, chat. Yeah, of course, there's the fake dead guy. There's always the fake dead guy. Oh, is there another item? Come on. Come on, mate. Don't get stuck. You can do it. You can fall. Woo! Don't even know where the other... Oh, there he is. I don't know who fell and died, but I appreciate you. There we go. Are you on PS3 or PC emulator? I'm on the emulator, Dust. Sorry if you already answered my stream froze. No problem, no problem. But yeah, I'm playing on the emulator, which is also why I have the camera. I don't think I'd have this cam available if I didn't have the emulator. What do you think's the best from Swamp Area and a from Soft game? I know you haven't played Sekiro, but I'm super fond of the Ashina Depths. Again, I can't even remember Ashina Depths. So depths. I can't say depths anymore. There we go, depths. There we go. Anyway, the Ashina Depths. I mean, sure, that sounds great and all. Personally, I'm really partial to Blighttown. I think Valley of Defilement I could see Valley of Defilement being in people's winnings. I don't think Far On Keep's ever going to be winning any awards. If you want to count it, man, you can't really count. Can't really count Harvest Valley. It's not really a poison swamp area. Oh. Oh. Fall. Oh. 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 Go on. Yes. I don't know who died, but thank you. I love you forever. There we go. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. What do you think is the best? No, I already answered that. No, my bad. Losing track. Losing track of myself. I'll get over to your side eventually. We all know how this is gonna go. There you go. Fall! All right, how close to death are we? Also, sounds like BGM can't read. I am definitely not a reader, clearly. All right, let's see. Let's get to a new one. What are we looking for? You know what? Oh, wait, no, you know what? I like this one. I like this, the title to this one better. This one. Where is it? There you are. This one seems properly unhinged. Speaking of Blight Town, is there an explanation for the bizarre cannibal mutants that look like Amnesia Monster and the fire-spitting dogs? Kegare, abyssal corruption, disparity, yamama? No, those are just hollows. Those are just, internally they're referred to as ghouls, and that became their official name on the English side. Because for some reason in Dark Souls 1, a lot of internal names just got, like, readily adopted as, like, official. Even though their Japanese names were officially different. But yeah, officially they're called Starved Hollows. So that's it. They're just really, really hungry that they're willing to eat you and everyone else. That's all. There we go. There we go. Try to get the rain effect back so it goes in my full screen. Anyway, as for the doggos, just a little bit of crossbreeding, some of that chaos stuff with their local dogs. Hence why they're all tiny. They're all little puppies, right? They puppies. They puppers. Climb back up, you stupid spider claw thing. Back up the leg. I liked you on the leg. But still sent the slave away the elevator. Listen, there are no child labor laws in Blighttown. The diseased village. Sounds like you can't afford not to take part. Do your part, little puppy. But yeah, that's why, like, when you go up there, it's like a little doggy pen they have, right? Because that's where they're breeding them. Hey, I am good to see you. Are you a Monger? I will become the Loki Monger. You will make a bunch of Lokis and you will put me all together and I will become some demonic abomination. It shall be done. So I have claimed. So I have stated. So I have determined. Huh? Damn. There we go. Just don't see how badly I mistyped abyssal. It's all over. I don't know what you're talking about. I always spell it abyssal. Abyssal. Abyssal de Demille. I will collect the little Loki-lings. Ah, there she is. Oh. I forgot about you. Actually, let's just load. I don't know if the player is affecting that. Oh, I need to loot that item first. Damn. Oh, we have the skull. We have the ladder available here. Cool. Yeah, because you need to take that. There we go. Raises the portcullis. Go, my Loki-lings! Little tiny Lokis running around. Okay, so this should be the Istral area. It's not loading, though, so yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, you can't see it from down here. That's cool. Yeah. Clever. I guess. There's that earlier area. I guess I'm at pure white tendency, chat. There we go. All right, I can crop this. Let's just get this over with. All right, there we go. Hey, wasn't me. Fall, fall. Yeah, I don't know how much. Woo. There we go. I don't know how much this is going to be affecting things. Yeah, because we can end up all the way down there. Cut. Didn't need to. I wasted one of those. Yeah. Israel needs to get real. Oh, whoops. Oops. 1 second, I need to reload. Need to reload again because I screwed up the stupid rain. There we go. All right. Oh, that's a serious fallen corpse. I like that one better. Uh-huh. So that is where our Monger boy is, and this is somewhere else. Okay. There we are. Sorry, ma'am. I mean, these are just rats. I don't think there's anything I need to get shots with them at this point. There we go. Oh, Slay the Spire 2 has a Moonlight Greatsword build? That's funny. You can always edit out the item, I guess. That area would be dark without it. All right. There we go. Get down there, buddy. Thank God Valley doesn't have a lot of, oh, you just fall through tiny little holes in the area. They make sure it stays only corpses. Of course we have characters that have astral powers, naturally. It's always got to be that way. Still hasn't loaded in. All right. There we go. Get down there. No, you got it. You got it, my friend. You were down there. You had it. Just get back. Come on. Oh, lol. Finally. All right. Go this way. Yeah, just a little cave. That's all it is. Yeah, still don't really see much of anything. Yeah. Just the... The nature of what we're looking at, it just doesn't allow. Just in case. Couldn't tell if I had screwed up the rain or not. Ah! A morning star? Sir, how could you have taken that from a good cleric? I should have farmed before stream for more full moon grass. I forgot how much we had used up. These guys are so easy when it's not in a giant swamp, you know? Why do you love FromSoft games? Do you think there's something similar in the industry? I mean, my first experience with FromSoft was actually with Armored Core, and I've always loved Armored Core because it just gave me the mech experience, right? So for me, it was, I have to say, I love From Software games for being able to give me the proper mech fantasy that every other game has been trying to recapture and failing for years and years on end now. But when it comes to their RPG series like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, etc., I think what I appreciate is that they are willing to have bucked the trends of the time and be able to be like, no, we can just convey our story without needing to give you oversaturated exposition, endless codex entries of over-explaining every little detail, right? To be able to tell a minimalistic storytelling in a way that only a video game can. I think that's something to be commended. Oh, I'm poisoned already, so... Let's see if their positions are better. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Yeah. What do you think of the Demon Souls remake? Mixed. There's a lot I like about it. There's a lot I don't like about it. Particularly on the general art style side of things. I find that the visual design, the sound design, just some of the effect designs, just overall, I think it was a miss. Or rather, there were more misses than there were hits by a gross number. Right. Having now been able to finally get the chance to play the OG for myself in beautiful 4K, no less. I could say I definitely appreciate the atmosphere in the game more. Ooh. That's a lot of... Oh, I should also add to my love of From Software games. I also appreciate that From Software titles aren't afraid to just be challenging and let players figure it out from there. It's like, listen, our games don't really work if you don't feel the pressure that comes from difficulty and being able to overcome that difficulty. So we're going to make sure we just set the standard we want. We'll give you some wiggle room. You can do some summons or some spirit ashes and other types of little things that you can do to make it easier, right? But generally, it's like, listen, the challenge is the challenge. And the feeling of accomplishment from overcoming the challenge is something that we are trying to cultivate. It is the goal. Are you trying to say that modern games are too exposition heavy and focus far more on spectacle than substance? Blasphemous. I know. I'm saying something so controversial that has never been said before. Ooh. Interesting. I wonder. Let's get rid of you. Oh, it sounds like BGM also finished up here. Yeah, it did. Let's have something. I don't know what I want. Maybe this? There you go. I know nothing about the lore of Demon Souls. Is it as deep as Dark Souls, maybe on a smaller scale? That's hard. That's hard to quantify because you're saying, is it as deep as Dark Souls? Which I generally would say scale kind of is a factor in there, but then you're saying on a smaller scale. The setting of Demon Souls is definitely nowhere near as expansive as Dark Souls' setting is. There's definitely a lot more there in terms of just sheer stuff in there. That much is true. In terms of, though, just like kind of like the depth to the world that we get for that size and all that, yeah, I'd say it's pretty comparable to Dark Souls in that regard. Like, there's definitely areas that feel like they could be developed more. For example, Demon Souls is much more interested in directions than specific countries. So there isn't like an Astora, a Katarina, an Ulasil, a Baldur, a Berenice, etc. There's more so just kind of a general east-west, and then the few countries in the quote-unquote north that we are exploring for the purposes of the game. So in that regard, it's not as thought through as a world, though it is pretty fairly mapped out, and it serves its purpose. Okay, you get a general idea of how the world and society is structured, generally speaking, well enough. how about characters and stuff like that? Again, some characters, again, you could say that they're definitely more simple than they are in some of the later titles and stuff. There's not as much going on with them in most cases. I wouldn't necessarily call that a bad thing in their case. I feel a lot of times the characters serve their purposes and serve them well, and that's all they really need to do. Nah, I don't care about that. Ooh. That's one way to put it. But characters, like, again, there's never really a character where I'm like, okay, this character is simple, like, he's not very basic, there's not like a lot of twists and turns going on with him, but, you know, he serves his purpose well and he accomplishes what he does. It gives you the idea of the different people that occupy this world and stuff like that, right? Like, and help characterize the area better, because it's like, okay, these characters logically would be able to give you the necessary exposition about these areas, and then the rest you can figure out for yourself. And then there's some standout characters in the core cast. I think a lot of people would name like King Allant, Astraea, to some extent Mephistopheles, though again, not to the same extent as some later characters. Another big one I would probably say is Bane and Freck, sorry, Freki, I should say. Those two characters definitely add a bit. There we go. And then there's the different areas themselves, and there's a lot of lore pertaining, of course, to those, and it's pretty much on par with what you'd expect from, like, say, Dark Souls 1 or something like that. Like, there's a lot of depth, both stated and unstated, to them, which, considering the smaller script size, is really impressive. They don't use keys to their advantage to the same degree. It's definitely very much unlike Dark Souls 1, where you would be able to squeeze some lore into keys, but you don't really need the lore in the keys either. Again, it's very weird, because like Demon Souls is like a perfect game for its size, right? Like, it doesn't feel like you need to cram that much text in it. So, like I say, it's hard to really get a sense of the judge. Like, if I guess the best way to put it is like Dark Souls 1 feels like what Demon Souls is, but bigger, right? It doesn't feel like it's too, like, it far surpasses or outstrips what Demon Souls did. It's just a bigger scale game, so a bigger scale world and everything, if that makes sense. It's definitely one of those games that also, if they ever did want to try to give it the same treatment as they would a Dark Souls, it's ripe for sequels. So it's definitely something I could see getting more attention in the future. What I dislike about the new titles, DS3 up, is that they focus way more on action, so many bosses are the same now. Remember attacks and roll in the correct moment, almost like a rhythm game. Yeah, there's a lot of focus on the combat, because that's the part that people really enjoy, which is sort of the dodge or block and then strike back mechanic. There's definitely a lot less more gimmicky fights like there are in Demon Souls. Granted, I think the problem is that when you get to a lot of the fights in Demon Souls, a lot of times the gimmicks and stuff are really simple, right? It's a kind of a natural shift in priority, whereas the areas in some respects become more forgiving or easier to work with. How do I put this? the natural inclination is to make bosses that much more complicated and viable. This is part of the reason why they could justify run backs to some extent in like Dark Souls 1 and stuff, as they were trying to focus more on difficulty with bosses. But eventually, as we see with Elden Ring, they would run backs became judged as superfluous, rightly I would say, and so we end up with Stakes of America to try to reduce that and then allow you to more keenly focus on purely that boss aspect. But I agree. I think they could do more to mix it up. Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that now. All right. It really is remarkable how much they got right their first go-around, even with Kingsfield as the basis. Yeah, I think Miyazaki really struck gold with his concept, right? And he's just been trying to iterate upon that same concept he's had, right? With each game. Oh. Huh. Do you think Elden Ring is the best world building? That's hard because Elden Ring's an open world game, which is very different from, say, the more dungeon crawler aspects of the other games. So they have different pluses and minuses on how they approach world building. I think in terms of expansiveness, right, and depth of the detail to vignettes within the larger narratives of these games, I think yes, Elden Ring does it best. The ability to show like villages and towns and little like different things that sub-factions are doing to a far grander extent than you could in the more focused and narrow, yes, more narrow and focused, I should say, games, like say a Bloodborne, right? There's always those little stories and vignettes and environmental storytelling, but they're obviously restricted a lot more in what they can tell and what they can convey. And when you have an actual world map and you're populating that world map with all different things, you just have a lot more freedom to be able to kind of iterate on different ideas, different concepts, different scenarios with your quote-unquote characters, which are the different enemies, and also you have the addition of fauna, and then items, and then you have to also factor in stuff like trees and ecology, so you're a lot more expansive on where you're putting trees and how. I mean, you know, for people who've watched my streams for a while, you see how much we're trying to just jot down, like, literally what trees are found where, what flowers are found where, just what everything is, and pick you up on the patterns and stuff and what they're telling us with the environments and you know, the history and things. Like, there's definitely a lot in Elden Ring, but I don't know if I would necessarily call it better or worse than something that, say, Dark Souls or Demon Souls have done. Just by virtue of they're just so different, right? And the scope is just so, what's the word? It's unbridgeable in terms of what you get when you have an open world game versus what Dark Souls and Demon Souls are. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's get into this. Oh, there's so much. Well, we're reloading. Oh. Whoops. Right off the bat, I screwed things up. I completely forgot that the bridge is on the left, not the right. Whoops. Whoop. All right, well. Easiest win of my life, and I screwed it up right off the bat. I'm blaming you, chat. You distracted me. It's clearly your fault. Fun. There we go. He's a bit leechy, to be honest. He's a little leech. Don't trust him, chat. I don't care if he's a demon, but he's a little leech. We don't accept leeches in this house. Oh. Oh, no! Oh, no! Whatever will I do? There we go. All right, there we go. Phew. Give me Demon Souls and Dark Souls 1 style of world building brought to a game the size of Elden Ring and I would be in heaven. God, yeah, imagining like a Dark Souls 1 or Demon Souls style game with the same scale as Elden Ring is kind of crazy to think about. Like, God, that's a lot of area space that have to fill up. All right, chat, we have to make it all the way back again. Ooh, Dark Moongrass. That's a surprising but pleasant drop. We can skip these guys anyway, so. Oh. More dark. Why am I so lucky with the Dark Moongrass all of a sudden? Like, what did I do? Damn, I got quadrupled. I saw. Yeah, you better be. Oop. God, free aiming. Free aiming is not the play. All right. All right, we got filthy woman over here. What the hell hit me even? Oh, I got blocked by one of those. Oh, damn. There we go. I just forget how fast the attack for the Sword of Searching is. That thing is a beast. Unfortunately, bleed is kind of useless in this game, though, so it's got not the most useful status effects. I would have definitely preferred more damage. Just give me more raw damage on this thing. Also, its stupid forward R1 is really obnoxious. Hurts you more than helps. All right. We know how to do this. Whoop. Oh, ah, damn. Fuck. Oh, no! They just had to put that stupid spear guy right there to block the way. Like, come on, I almost had a perfect run back. Man. All this because I was stupid. And just walked forward on the right side instead of moving to the left side. The consequences of my actions. Oh. Not exactly what I wanted, but I'll take it. Ah. Oh. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Didn't want to use that, but it's... I guess I dodge rolled too early. Should have just moved to the left side like I did last time. All right. The goal is to get past stupid spear boy on the ramp. Once we do that, we're basically home free. I don't care that there's another big guy across the bridge. We'll be fine. He don't scare me. Also, I stand by what I said last time. New game plus damage, man, it's no joke. Like, I feel like I may as well be just like half my level at new game at this point. May as well. All right. Whoop. Oh. Woo. Shit, I think I do have to deal with these guys. Woo. Damn. Unfortunately, big guy is in fact impossible to get through because he has 2 spear guys. So before I can, ugh, that sucks. Who designed this? And this is why they made the bosses piss easy. All right, we're gonna do it again. This time, I'm just gonna have to accept my fate, and I'm just gonna have to go through that entire area. Oh. Damn. I'm just gonna have to go through that entire area, and clear it out. I hate it. I don't want to do that. It's such a waste of time, but dying and respawning takes more. All right, let's see. I personally don't like very much DS3 because it's too linear for being a Souls, and I think they overuse their terrible gray color for almost everything. I prefer the aesthetic of DS1 or even DS2. Again, I can't really say it's too linear for being a Souls because what is a Souls? Demon Souls? Well, that one lets just go in like 5 different directions, but it doesn't let you go very far, and they're very linear areas themselves. So again, it's like, okay, you get 5 different linearities, I guess. I guess DS2 also kind of mirrored that, kind of. Dark Souls 1 had definitely a lot more freedom, but it definitely funneled you within basically 2 paths and things like that, right? I find that really what happens is that all 3 games end up just taking, as far as Dark Souls is concerned, forget Demon Souls, they just end up trying to explore different manners of progression based on their individual concepts and what has already been done before, which I think is a shame because I think Dark Souls 1's, I think the way Dark Souls 1 handled it is unambiguously the best. That every attempt to try to surpass that has been a failure. Oh. Oh my god. Whoop. Oh my. Oh no, I screwed myself. Yeah, there was. Ah! Do I have to start from the rats? Do I really have to start from the rats? Oh, I'm gonna hate that. Gonna hate that. Sorry, guys. We're gonna have to do this again. But we were doing so perfectly, too. I mean, it doesn't help that I lost 25% of my HP, so it definitely means I have less wiggle room than before. It does tempt me to maybe just kind of put myself in human forms, considering that I don't think... no, pure white tendency still matters. We want to get to, what's-her-face? Selene. All right. There we go. All right. All right, let's just do it. We're just gonna have to do it this way. All right. Yeah. Yeah, at this point, I feel like DS1's interconnectedness was an accident. That or From Software don't realize just how good everyone considers it, which I can't imagine they don't get the feedback. Even if they do just, like, their own surveys, I'm sure. Uh-oh, Doggo, what's wrong? All right, here we go. Oh, every enemy actually dies in one hit if you deflect. Cool. God, I hate it. There we go. We finally did it. We had to waste our time killing these basic mobs, but... Oh, okay, sure. Don't dodge when I say to dodge. It's okay, I didn't want to dodge anyway. Dodging's for scrubs. Yeah, I definitely want to dodge. Oh. Guys, don't worry, the bleed will kill him eventually. Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. All right, no. All right. Yeah, we have to reset. Let's loot the items and then reset. Oh my god. Ugh. The lack of healing. There we go. Woo. You definitely feel the damage on this guy now. And all for basic ass items. Oh, was that angle actually safe? Let's put this up automatically just so I can better see you. I think I like it better from here. Uh-huh. Oh, wait, what am I... What happened here? Oh, for some reason, I didn't realize there's a black border now, guys. When did this happen? What did I do? 1 second. Let's restart this. I was the first poison swap of many. I managed to survive all the way until I got to this guy. Then I walked myself off like an idiot. 1 second, guys. Let me try to fix this. I think there's a way to manually do it, but let's just restart the whole thing. I didn't notice that until recently. I hope that wasn't happening for like a really long time or some shit. All right. Okay, it's back to normal. I don't know why we stopped being for full screen for a bit. Man, I hope that didn't screw up my screenshots. I'm gonna be super pissed if it did. There we go. Black border increased 1 nanometer each time you died in 5.1. It would eventually take over your whole screen. Now that I know is not true. There we go. Is there a reason? There we go. I was like, where's the... There we go. Uh-huh. Guys, it's the Rodden without the cage. Hmm. I want to see if I can Dutch angle this one. Yeah, Leech Monger is going to be a, gonna take a... How about some projectiles? There we go. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Can I just say how much I detest the ham-fisted notion of the four Lord Souls as they appear in DS2? Yeah, it was unnecessary for sure. I get what they were going for, right? Especially considering they wanted to still, they wanted to still give people the chance to feel like it was a sequel, even though it was essentially a soft reboot. So they wanted to include as much of it, but it definitely was a bit overdone. For it lacked too much narrative purpose in most cases, and the souls are probably the most egregious, where they're kind of just they're there to be there, right? Right. I mean, it does serve a narrative function, right? So I can't completely throw the baby out with the bathwater there, right? But yeah, I much prefer how DS3 handled it. Getting shots of these guys is kind of obnoxious. Or they wanted to make the past version of more locations and put the souls there instead. I don't think so. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the original conception those souls weren't there and they were a later addition. If they thought the idea would be, oh, let's try to connect, because I can see what Tanimura was trying to do in the final game thematically. He wanted to tie all the areas that you take to get to each of the great ones, quote unquote, the old ones, and try to thematically tie that together, so that way there'd be kind of like some thematic cohesion to these areas when like there really isn't much else there. There's a lot of other cohesions which are lacking. But the problem is, one, it's too subtle so no one sees it, and two, who cares? Like whoop-de-doo, there's some Mathenes in my random boss souls. It still doesn't really add to a good reason of being like, what's the point? Like, what? That's what we're building to a callback to a better game. It was ill-conceived. Unfortunate, but it was ill-conceived. Hmm. There's only so many shots I can get of this guy with his damn googly arms, you know? It's surprising how inactive this boss is, though. All right. I want a more lively BGM, chat, a little bit louder. So this has been nice and calming or what have you, but let's see. Let us see. Anything a little bit more. Not really, I'll be honest. I mean, I guess there's some of the old ones we already have, but... There has to be. There has to be. Okay, there we go. This'll work. This one will work. Meleeed him like a maniac, my most recent run. Do not recommend. I forgot to bring fire, so this fight might be a pain in the ass, especially when he starts healing. Oh. So I apologize in advance, guys, if I make this fight absolutely cancer. Oh, hit the recording button. My bad. Rawr. There we go. Great words too. I think the vignette of Seath using Freya as a vessel to call back influence in the mortal world is interesting in theory. I like Seath in general, so I'm always gonna like more stuff with Seath, right? I think Seath is probably the one character out of that group that is perhaps the most justifiable, right? Considering he's the one that's always been highlighted for his obsession in particular. Again, it works for all of them, but Seath's the one where it's like, it told me there was a narrative imperative to bring Seath back in some form. I think it's the most justifiable. I already have Istarel, yes, Night Scout, so no worries there. All right. Woo. Oh god, when did I get... Oh, right, the items. There we go. There we go. Alright, how bad? What's the damage? Not the worst. Honestly, damage ain't that bad. All things considered. Damage isn't that bad. It's not. I think we can kill this thing just fine without fire. There we go. Yeah, the attacks can come out pretty suddenly, but it's not the worst in the world. All right. Let's keep track of how many of these things I have to down. Did he just fart? I think he's gathering up leeches? I'm not exactly sure what that does. Gather up more leeches to heal. Oh, is it doing its healing though right now? I'm not seeing the health go up. Am I crazy? Oh no, I see it now. I see it now. Okay. Who's bro mongering leeches to? You'd assume they're in fine supply here. The JP name, it really means like leech pile, leech pool, leech collection, you know, something to that effect. It's not really leech monger in the sense that we typically think of it. It's not that type of monger. It's more so localization liberty. All right, there we go. Man, that popcorn nuts, that really makes a cracking sound, huh? Sorry about that, guys. I just had to enjoy the taste. All right, so we're getting rid of all the leeches. Guys, like, I'm the lychee may boy here. Hmm. Hmm. I guess. Savor that flavor, King. Oh, I am savoring the flavor. Yeah, it's actually cool seeing how he loses parts, you know? I actually really like that aspect. It's like his armor. Alright, he's gonna do the healing. I think we got all the shots we can. Oh. Coolio. Yeah, and he just comes. Oh God. That hitbox. That's that one. Forget the suddenness. That one just hits everything, huh? And that one looks rather reasonable. All right. It was time. All right, there we go. There we are. right, chat. I think we got through this first area a little bit longer than I would have liked it to take because I was stupid and died in an area I really shouldn't have died in, but it's fine. It's fine. Still pure white tendency, so we should be able to go see Selene. Next time, I'll make sure to farm in advance the full moon grass so we can be back at 99 in advance for that. I know where they got the Titanite Demon hitboxes from. So yeah, that should all be covered there.
Hi.
And then I guess we're gonna try to get to Dirty Colossus tomorrow, and if we have time, we'll do Astraea as well and all her little mooks with her. But I think tomorrow the focus is gonna be on Cannibal Lady Black Phantom. We want to get the shot of that. We want to get the shot of yeah, we probably want to also get the shot of the what's it called, the flies around the village, because I'm not sure if I have enough shots of those. We definitely want to get shots of Dirty Colossus, of course, and all the different attacks it does. I don't think there are any enemies that we want to get shots of in particular. Maybe the jellyfish, because I don't remember if they have anything notable attack wise. Oh, the mosquitoes too. I don't think I ever got some good shots of the mosquitoes, so we should. That's gonna be such a pain. But we'll do the mosquitoes as well. And probably, yeah, definitely Selene and maybe Garl Vinland if we're doing Astraea, because I don't know, it might just be a case where we'll try to focus on getting like the shots of just the area or whatever, and then we'll focus on the shots of Astraea, Garl, and something in the stream after that. I'll have to think that one through. Either way, that's plenty of good shots that we got there for our favorite leech. Honestly, not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought on New Game Plus my damage was going to be absolutely awful, but I guess since it's a slashing weapon against a fleshy, well, I guess a pile of bunch of fleshy things, it ends up being a lot easier. Oh well. Anyway, so I'm going to leave that there for today, chat. I don't think there's anything else for us to consider. Oh, yeah, let's go check on Mephistopheles. Is she? There she is. There's Girly Pop. Why is she looking that direction, you know? I just don't know what's going on through her brain. Yeah, okay, last shot here. We're about more shots involving her probably next time. There we go. I'll crop this. Backstabbing patches, that's funny. Guys, say hi to Meph for making the best wiki. It's so great to see her. The best Bloodborne wiki in the world made by this girl. I love her. She definitely looks like she could be on drugs with the way her skin looks, huh? All right. That's enough from me. It's gonna look forward to I'm gonna look forward to when we something like this. I'm gonna look forward to when we have to fight her and get shots of her stuff. I assume she does some magic. Before you go, you excited to see Arakawa's Daemons of the Shadow Realm get animated? I'm actually not familiar with that project whatsoever, so that could be cool. I mean, it could be really great. I'll have to see who's working on it, I suppose. Bloodborne Wiki for the win! Yeah, Meph is the best. Anyway, that's enough for today, chat, so I gotta be heading out now. I gotta be heading out. Make sure that the dog's okay. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.